as these solo lanes, they have a lot of potential.
One trick moniker. We are moving on to greater pastures here for this player. But guys, we have game number 1 on the way. Let's go.
Tomorrow, Monday, of course, also a lot of gameplay happening there. But for today, I gotta say, particularly with how DRX, their match against Foxes went,
the groans from the crowd kind of told the story. Here comes Sponge. He's on a ward. And Gideon can just mostly ignore that. Might have to give up his wolves, but that's better than losing his tree life. And he's going to spot him here. They don't have any prio on bot side, of course, so Sponge can kind of just... This is his jungle, actually. He's just moving into his jungle, thinking about if he wants to farm some of his jungle, but eventually he does move away.
He also spotted Sponge as Gideon.
Sponge, I mean, this is on the side of the map where Akaris is, and Setab is able to get over and just hop on over to Setab, so I suppose he stole some of those.
Like Fur Dragon, before anything really goes down, is Sponge would find Gideon here.
Gideon just bramble smashes him as he comes in. I got a lot of sleep, and I was like, you know what? We got a lot of time today. Duke in the knock up here, as Effort is going to go in for the ultimate and then just run away. But yeah, I had a... I had this... Well, I'm not going to name any brands on the stream anyway, but I did have some...
A nice tea.
I had a nice iced tea of some sort. No sugar, of course. 0 calories. Just
why not?
Ballpark espresso. Now, this Infernal Drake is being taken by Bro. The backs of the bottom lane of DRX, not well timed, so they're not going to get in here and challenge this at all. They're just not here. And so that's a free Drake for Bro, as now we have the World Ender coming in. Morgan doesn't seem to care about that, as he gets Rascal very low.
It's fine. It's really good.
Yeah, but you
don't
not
feel it.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Morgan does have his ult, but he gets kicked against the wall, and he's just waiting Unbound Soul. He doesn't care. He doesn't even use his ult. He does have to flash. And now he's considering going in for it. Now Gideon's here. Ult comes in, and the ultimate of the turret is perfect from Morgan. The timing is actually insane, as Rascal with the bailout is not able to get it done. And it's a double kill for Gideon.
Yep.
Look at the way that
really
Morgan
good.
plays this. It's actually just amazing.
Able to...
He's like...
Buffer, and then here,
Let's go for it.
Gets them ready. Walks away. And, oh, the flash as well.
I mean, that was like 8 out of 8 bait from Morgan.
진짜 나이스야 이거.
Said it's really nice.
진짜 나이스, 개 나이스. 위에까지다, 위에까지다.
Really, really nice.
이거 적벌 와대해줘.
Both of the teams are just going to be trying to avoid those as much as possible, so they do not get taken advantage of.
Some very Faker level advice.
Yes.
Like, don't
get hit by the skill shot. Hit your skill shot. We got a little one-on-one here, but we got some friends on the way, and it's Gideon alone. He doesn't have many, and the handshake is perfect, as it is predicting of the flash, which was very obvious, but nicely done by Pleta regardless. And that's just a tree in the wrong forest.
I don't think, outside of the gold, although if they can get a catch on Morgan.
Trying to get onto Setab here. He's going to ult back on the Sponge, but the Q has landed already. Nice Q3 to get out from Morgan.
I know you're a Kali, I know you're slippery, but okay, does let it go eventually. I thought he was actually going to make a big stand.
Do Baron.
Things going down, yeah, they spot Sponge.
Spot. Just do Baron. It's fine. This is great. Karis has TP, and he's even delaying Sponge from getting in.
I know now. We see the pings going down, but it might be too late. I don't know about that.
I don't know about this one. No, you didn't delay him. Oh, you kind of did. I don't think it was necessary.
Good enough.
But they got the Baron.
That's a win.
Hey, nicely done, bro. As a team, we do have some skirmishing here in the jungle, trying to get on top of the Xayah here. Envy still having Featherstorm, and they went so deep for him. The Renata ult is pretty huge, though, and Morgan is going to go down. Kars is out of the fight. Penny is still getting damage done. He is still alive in the back there, and they just went way too deep against the Renata. And now DRX are going to move ahead.
Actually stays alive.
Yeah,
we're not done.
Got Gideon in trouble now, just trying to save the turret, and it's not going to work out. TP comes in, and now Morgan TP's behind them, but can he get anything done here? He's trying to build up that Q3. They're trying to get Rascal, it looks like. He is the one straggler, but he is running north at this point in time. as that is the knock-up landing from the Yone, and they at least will get that shutdown.
Trust your composition.
Rascal in a bit of trouble. That's the CC chain. He's just trying to get out, but it's not going to happen as Karis and Morgan come in. They even had effort as well, just in case. Didn't even need the Rakan. He doesn't do too well against the tanks, but, I mean, that's, you know, he doesn't have the Leandries at this point, but he definitely chunks the squishies. This Baron getting pretty low, but the engage is so good. At the same time, he goes down immediately. No reset comes in, as it is chaos here in the pit. Morgan trying to get some damage in, but not quite. His Sponge will be flashed on and will go down, but Rascal, take a look at this Aatrox. He's getting some resets, but it's not enough. Envy and the boys will take it down in an ace in favor of Bro.
And DRX very clearly are still trying to take this game into their own hands. But, oh, love this. Look at this from BRION. Actually using their side lane pressure. There are no answers to either Morgan or Karis, but definitely not to Morgan as we see here. This is under the turret.
He doesn't care about the turret. He has so much armor at this point. It's like Rascal can't stand there. Nobody deals with Karis, and DRX are playing for a single Ocean Drake. They don't get a soul. They're just denying Bro's soul, and they're losing their whole base.
So as long as Bro don't fight here, they should be good.
Yeah, okay, you got the dragon. Guys, your base. The TP's gonna come in, but I mean, Rascal is about to get 2v1. Yeah, there's just nothing you can do against a fed Yone.
TP cancelled? I think they could just end.
Yeah, they're just gonna end 2v Nexus at this point. Down will it go, as the redemption is not gonna matter. GG. BRION will take their first game of League of Legends.
Look at that little 1K peak there at 13 minutes. That was it. That was the moment, and it didn't happen. That's the only thing, but outside of that, you got a lot of range with the Melio. You got a really good front line. Bard would actually be quite nice. Wouldn't mind that. Don't know about piloting it though. Bard definitely is an acquired taste, but does have a lot of agency in the lane.
Let's see how that works as we do move on to the Rift for game number 2. Gideon has moved in with Morgan to take the enemy Raptors, and so Sponge is going to say, okay, I'll take your Raptors, which means he'll play on the bottom side of the map.
Should be able to make his way out there, and does now get spotted. And that has Teddy's against was back.
Yeah, and he's pretty far up the lane. This is a 3v3 when they see Gideon, and now Pleta has to flash away from this one in a bit of trouble. Flash on in from Gideon as he is ruthless, and the chase is on. Sponge just trying to get away, has to flash himself, and Gideon is right there to scoop up the kill.
Wanted to Q on Envy as all the play.
Trying to make it happen, but look, effort's here, and Gideon's here again. Sponge is going to join on in, but just a little bit late, and the shockwave is huge into the Poppy ultimate. Where has this bro been all along? Well, oh no, Gideon is going to go down, but it is a trade 1-for-1 at the end of the day at least. Plays from Azirs, but it hasn't been enough to change the games into a win. Some nice damage already coming in here from Envy, just showing off the power of Aphelios in general, but also Aphelios Melio here.
You got out.
You got to do something. Who's going to go on who? The Bub. Oh, it's going to go to Gnar. Okay, they do get one, but they did not deny the 5th, and the ult does absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, Envy is just getting free farm in the bottom lane.
For your soul.
Getting on in there. That's a nice amount of damage already burning down his Rascal. Again, you don't necessarily have to net yourself the kill, but just pushing him out of lane and being more and more annoying can still be effective. Well, now you can't engage.
But you still got to do it.
Yeah.
That's the point, right?
But if they dodge it in their head, you can't really force it from there. All right, well. I mean, this is what we're talking about. Like, it's a Poppy, okay. Like, you did it, and, you know, there was no play-by-play follow-up because there was no gameplay follow-up. There is vision in the pit. This is pulled out. The ult does go into Morgan as Sponge does come in, not get the steal, and now they're running away. They don't have the Sejuani ultimate. In goes Gideon and Morgan. Look at Teddy. He's alone. He has to flash away. He can't get away from the Udyr. As Morgan continuing to try to get some damage done. Maybe he overextended a bit, but he's fine because he is Udyr. Oh,
Gnar.
There you go. The ult comes in. A chance. But Gideon is just going to play bodyguard, and they do not commit to it. And it's not a big deal. Both teams just posturing around the south side river here. Sponge electing to get into a little bit of a scuffle with Gideon. A lot of fighting, a lot of trading going on. There's no objective here, just trying to chip away at their opponents. Maybe Bro would love to take those tier 1 turrets if possible. Gideon is going in pretty deep, and he is tanky, but is he that tanky? The answer is no, and ult's gonna come down. And now a chance here for the Mega Gnar to get this one as the wall up into Gideon, and there it is. Rascal will pick up the kill onto this Poppy. Yeah, I mean, DRX are gonna get the Drake, right?
Yes.
It's getting pretty close. Gideon is kind of running in, but he's not committing to it. Team here for the side of Bro has grouped up in mid, even a TP committed to, and now Gideon's taking some damage already. As now they do have, you know, the 5 Void buffs, and that is going to be a lot of damage into this mid tier 1. They take it down. Meanwhile, Rascal just ignores the whole play, doesn't have TP, just sits down on bottom side, and he'll be happy to do just that.
As Gideon in the face of Sponge.
Smited and slowed down. That's the ult on in, and the damage from downtown from Teddy is good as well, but it's still Poppy, and Gideon will survive.
Comes through, isn't going to be enough as Teddy.
Uh-oh, he is very isolated here. Wants to flash to this, doesn't even have to, just gets to the magical journey, and Morgan just doesn't do anything. He's taking a bunch of damage on the backside here too from Rascal and Teddy. So that collapse not really going to work out for them.
And I thought they might have tried to go for it with Mega Gnar and Flash available, but DRX are looking for a higher opportunity play.
TP is ready. Now we're waiting for it.
A lot of damage.
Rascal is coming in. Gideon's getting pretty low. He's absolutely going to have to get out of here. And that leash not going to be utilized by DRX, but Satab says, okay, let's start out the Baron now ourselves.
Has to use his ult here, surely.
He's got to get Gideon away, but Gideon has wrapped around on the right side. Could try to flash in, but the damage has stopped, and the wobble combo is huge from the side of Bro. And now everybody on the side of DRX has to get out, and Gideon flashes away from Baron, who actually does damage now.
Okay, so BRION is actually calling their bluff, and then decide that they are not calling the bluff. The bluff was correct. Do they have enough damage? It's going down quickly. Satab has a great damage for shredding this. Gideon,
he does not have Bard ultimate this time around, and they have stopped damage on the Baron in the knockaway. But the Baron's going to gain health, and now they're going to run away. I mean, health bars are still very low, and Gideon's like, well, let me just show off my low health bar because I got to check if they're doing Baron.
Surely they wouldn't, right? We've ignored side lanes for, I don't know, the better part of like the last 10 minutes.
This is free
side lanes aren't real. Yeah, they get it.
This is free.
Again, they're playing chess, fellas. So they can also just hard commit to this fight. Renwin's done.
Yeah, I mean, they're just going to send it. The ults are flying every which direction. Envy takes a bunch of damage, so does Gideon. And the poke is actually sticking right now onto Bro.
That's big, and Effort used his ultimate, so now there's a big play opportunity to poke. Actually landing. If it's in the summer, then yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Korean summers are hard.
A lot. Ooh, the engage.
Teddy.
It's happening. They're running at Teddy. They got his flash. And that's it. Can they get anything else? That stun is not going to hit. And Sponge now is full health. Gideon has to run away. Morgan has to run away. They don't have the follow-up. The side lanes are becoming a problem, as they have been if he doesn't heal against this. Okay, that's the cleanse and the melee ults used. Sponge is impenetrable at this point, it seems like. And, oh god, they both got hit by that. The follow-up should come in here, but Satab says no, as the Poppy ultimate knocks him away, and Karis is TPing in. Now Morgan gonna get into that backline. Gideon is so low, but it's Satab alone. He's gonna go down, as Morgan was zoning everybody else away, but the health bars are so low here. On the side of Bro, another stun into the wall, but it's Mega Gnar eventually, right? Right, Rascal? Do something with it. Hit them, and they will take down Envy. That is the person they were looking for. Low health bars on both sides now, but Teddy at full and Sponge at full.
That have done to them the same thing that happened to DRX last game.
I think Rascal's just going to end the game.
Yeah.
TP from Satab. Pretty interesting. Definitely committing pretty hard to trying to end the game here.
They can, though.
Yeah, I mean, they should be able to. Can anyone else go back? Morgan, I don't think he's enough. I don't think he's enough to just stop them alone.
The same ending?
It's the same ending, except there's an Udyr involved. Oh, no. As down will go the Nexus, and we will go to a game number 3. 6 kills in the contest. Nobody dies in the Elder Flip, including the Elder Dragon. I'm sure he's pretty happy about that. Teddy was like, okay, but sometimes his positioning was off and he had to flash away and it was kind of awkward.
And they still have a range advantage in the Jinx, as well as the Kench. And Yone is banned away. Don't do it, Morgan. Morgan, no.
No!
God. The Renekton! The Azir! One of these teams is about to get there first.
It's gonna happen. Let's hop into the Rift for game number 3.
Is that I do think that BRION actually have a lot of team fight damage, and some of the big threats are Zaya, Azir, as well as the Renekton. Only a Renekton connoisseur such as Morgan would think of.
Yeah, he just gets it. Teddy just take a big chunk as Pleta goes in right onto the chompers. We got Sponge here, but Gideon as well. 3-on-3. And Effort being slowed down quite a bit. Has to run away from this one with his flash, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get it. He does get a W, but that flash lick is insane as Pleta. Unbelievable. This guy can carry on anything.
Very nicely done there.
Okay, well, Gideon's going to go in there. Gets the Scuttle Crab. He's going to make this happen as Morgan is here. And now Sponge, he is flashless. He is dashless. Oh, actually, he does get over the wall, but he's not getting away for very long. But down he will go. Morgan picks up the kill with a nice little Renekton play.
In the matchup, he has an advantage as, they're going in.
The rocket blocked. Smite is...
Are they going in?
Zaya. Okay, we're going in onto this one. There is the gobble up onto Effort, and down he will go. That's the trade, I suppose. You could win, but not quite going to happen. Sponge is about to find an angry Croc in the bush. Here's Rascal as well, though, trying to turn it onto Morgan, but Sponge is taking too much damage, and down he will go. Morgan, another play as he hides on bush. And now Rascal here, he's got Santap. That's a big rocket of damage as in goes Santap into that back line. They already take out Morgan, and Karis is going to be second. And Gideon is left to the Wolves here as well. Does not have flash. That'll be 3 kills now for DRX. Can they get any more? Doesn't look like it, but a nice turnaround here from DRX. And as you mentioned, Rascal pretty happy to take fights at this point. He is going to get rooted up a couple of times now as he is being chased, but will he care as the Aatrox just gobbled up here by Pleta, getting in position, gets spit right back out into 4 people as he decides to do that. And now the damage, though, is coming in. Nice rocket here from Teddy as he has a very strong front line as well. And Morgan, he's just going to be left alone this time around as one by one the dominoes fall. And they'll give this kill over to Teddy for the double. And now he is on the board.
You gotta imagine the teams are able to make the same observations that we are, right? Rascal.
Nice sweep at least. Gonna buy some time here for Karis, but an ult is right on target as Sponge. Just gonna sponge him up in the top side. Yeah. Karis is the one person that can match poke with Teddy. He's doing a pretty good job of that. Although ult is gonna come through up on the top side. MV is going to have to get Mikhails on that one. And he doesn't have his ult quite yet, but in goes Satan, nearly dies, gets devoured. And with that, shield is going to survive. That was pretty deep in there. And Envy, I mean, he didn't even have his ult, but he got it right at the end as well. That was very risky. Kind of paralyzed right now. They don't really know what to do. They're just going to go for an engage here onto Rascal, who is just kiting them away into their own jungle towards Satan. And saying, okay, if you want to go on me, I'm going to bring my buddy over as well. And Santap is just so scary. He's getting in there. And now Morgan and everybody's just routed. They're all just having to run away. Somehow they all get away, which probably shouldn't have happened, but a lot of flashes blown there on the side of Bro. Just to survive. A couple of them going as, ooh, that was pretty close.
To an extreme degree. As Sponge.
Knock up on a Sponge here. He is very tanky. I mean, look at this. Not really doing too much, and they just turn it on to Gideon. He just gets blown up. There's no committal. They say, oh, Sponge doesn't deal. He doesn't take damage. Now he's taking some damage, but the Devourer was always there. And with TP coming in and a knock up here from Pleta, it is pretty huge effort, trying his best, but nothing they can do. Kars puts up the wall, and that doesn't do anything. As down goes Morgan, and Rascal is still on the chase. They will get away, but this should be Baron for DRX. And Sponge, just walk into them. It takes a lot of damage, actually, from Envy. Jesus. Envy does have some nice damage of his own. Rascal's going to be pushed away. He's not in this fight, and it's taken by Gideon, who will take the objective bounty, so no Ocean Soul just yet.
Look at the waves. They can play
Morgan,
this slow.
uh-oh. Yeah, he's being kited out. Morgan's just left to the fishes, and down he will go. And here is Rascal. He's going to be isolated. He is Aatrox, though, and does get away. As now on the flash, Teddy not going to hit that zap. Desperate for the engage is DRX. But it doesn't look like they're quite going to get on top of this team. Satep is very fast. He's got that Lich Bane. Sprinting at them. Teddy's done 9,000 damage.
In one fight!
In one fight, and Satep finally finds an enemy champion. And that should finally be the nail in the coffin on the series, I believe. Satep threatening the flank. There is a little bit of a wave as Karis. That is a bit of a sweep as well, but he immediately goes down as he does not get Teddy, and that's going to do it, guys. Down will go Envy, and that will be game number 3 going into the hands of DRX as they take the 2-1 victory over BRION tonight. And Teddy did some boom.